Good morning. I'm going to call this meeting to order. And Commissioner Lacey, would you lead us in prayer?
Oh, gracious Father, we come now, first of all, to say thank you. Thank you again for another day, another month that we are able to meet. Thank you again for this county, this nation. We are praying. Thank you for this commission, each and every one from District 1 all the way through 5, that you bless our family. Thank God for healing Miss Pat, that she's back with us on today. And thank you, God, for all that we do and try to do for this particular county, that we do the proper things for our people and our voters. We ask that you go with us today like only you can do. In Jesus' name, amen.
Amen.
Commissioner Pine.
Attention, salute, pledge.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America
And to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
You have in your packet the February 8th, 2023 minutes. They've been circulated.
I make a motion to approve as is.
All right.
I'll second.
Okay. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Motion passes. We'll skip down to number 6, the request for purges by district. The time frame is the month of February. And District 1,
9,
District 2,
24.
District 3, 16, District 4,
12.
and District 5.
24.
All right, is there a motion?
So move.
Second.
All right, Mr. Lacey and Lauren Payne. All in favor? Aye. Motion passes. Then we're down to the inactives for that same February time period. District 1,
18,
District 2,
15.
District 3, 8, District 4,
7.
District 5.
24.
Is there a motion?
So moved.
Second.
And second by Mr. Lacey. All in favor?
Aye.
Motion passes. Good morning.
Good morning, Anita.
That's fine. We're glad to see you.
busy morning.
If you are prepared, we can come
I
to
am.
yours on the.
I am.
Okay, thank you.
Yes, I have the voter move report. Looks like there's only 119 people this month, from last month to this month, that have moved within Madison County. And we're working on right now trying to get more voters aware of, changing their addresses if they've moved within Madison County, and then doing a voter registration drive for new residents also.
Okay.
But I really don't have much more unless y'all have some questions for me.
I don't have a question, but I have a.
You need to sign it.
Okay. I have a comment about that. We are diligently looking for a place for Highland Colony to relocate. Have a meeting this afternoon that we hope might be productive. We've already visited one other location, but I believe the walking is going to be such a deterrent from the parking lot to get to the inside of the
Okay.
building.
Very good.
But we're pursuing, Supervisor Steen and I are pursuing, looking for a location that would be.
Very good. That was on my mind this morning, and we were talking to, I was talking to one of my employees about it, so that was on my mind this morning. So I'm
Right.
glad you mentioned it.
Right. I know you're actively working on the redistricting. How soon will it come back to, be finished?
The deadline to have it completed is May the 1st, but I hope to have it completed at least by the end of March.
Oh, okay.
If not, it'll be a little bit in April, but I will, but the deadline is May the 1st, and after that, every voter should be receiving their new voter registration cards.
Are they all gonna be colored, or what,
colored registration cards.
Or can we buy a stamp and, stamp? I just don't want them to ignore them.
Yes, the only problem with that, maybe we can put an ad in the paper or something, but I have outsourced that. So that, because our office is gonna be getting ready for, the election, and so I outsourced those, so they will
Sure.
be going out from a different source.
Okay,
So,
okay.
maybe we can put, an ad in the newspaper. On the internet.
Do we have homeowners, maybe we could do a thing to all homeowner associations
That would be excellent idea.
That would be good.
and put
Right.
because I was just talking casually to somebody and they had no idea that theirs might change. And so
Yes.
I don't want everybody to
Right.
get caught off guard.
That's a good idea. So I'll be putting on my thinking cap on that and seeing how we can get that.
Could we also reach out to like WLBT, WAPT, WJTV? I couldn't think of the other one.
All of our news sources, okay?
Yes.
Okay, that's a good idea.
Okay, well, thank you. We are acknowledging the VR 001 that we had just passed around and noticed with it that she brought to our meeting. Okay, now we're down to old business. Excuse me.
I was just gonna say to Miss Anita, based on what Ms. Lauren said, if you call a news station, it's gonna have to be a general ad, because for the state, you just can't put it for just this county, because it's happening all over the state, and wherever that TV ad reaches out to, they need to know it's for wherever you may live.
Yes.
That would probably apply to like the Clarion Ledger as well.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But I would think the local papers like the Canton News and Flora News would be, and that would be a good source for this.
Yeah,
Yes.
yeah. I mean, your local stuff is for you.
Those are my sources that I usually go to, so.
Do you want any help with us doing some of that for you, or do you want to?
Notifying the,
I was thinking you two maybe
Yeah.
could.
Be
that
happy
would
to
be
help.
perfect. That would be perfect because redistricting itself is very time-consuming. Very time-consuming.
Tedious and time-consuming, yes.
Well, now, I got a personal contact with Can News, my little lady. She'll put anything I want.
All right, well,
Very good.
see, that
And
would
I'll be happy to follow up with Flora News.
Okay,
I mean, once we develop what the piece is gonna be,
Sure.
she'll put it in there for the next month.
And I suppose Madison County Journal.
Same thing, yeah,
and I've got a contact there, so.
okay.
I don't have a contact on the Madison County Property Owners Association that all the HOAs go to.
Yeah.
But I have a contact who knows contacts on there, so I can get that information.
See, that'd be great if you would spearhead getting that notice when we get the piece developed. Who's going to want to do that?
Yeah, I'll take care of the HOAs.
Okay.
Okay, no, I mean,
And I've got a list of them in my district.
Well, if you send it to the Madison County Property Owners Association, they should send it to all of the HOAs that are members.
Needs to be approved through Anita, and then we submit it to.
well, that's why I said we have to
Yes.
develop the
I
piece.
Yeah.
think at least by April, we should be advising them that there will be a notice coming, that they will be having a new voter registration card, to be sure to pay attention to it.
Right,
The Can News, everything that's put in there has to be by the 20th of the month if you want it to be for the next month.
Okay, all right, very
Well, I'd
good,
have to have it by March the 19th.
okay. All right,
but I think that would be good if we would get that developed, and, Dan, are you interested in developing a piece?
Sure.
Okay.
I'll work with Anita and then review it with you before we do anything.
Dan.
I
Okay,
think it would
thank
be
you.
good to, get it going and then,
Yeah.
okay, I think
The
that
way we
sounds
have it
great.
ready.
Yeah.
Great idea.
Okay, good. Thank y'all. All right, is there any old business?
Seeing none.
Well, I believe, don't we have, it's sort of pending, have we heard anything from the parties?
Yes, we're supposed to
Yes,
bring that back.
and I was in that trial this week, and the case settled yesterday, so I wasn't expecting to be here, but it worked out where I could be here. And apologize for being late. I ran into Ryland Thompson at the courthouse, and so we were just kind of visiting about following up on that election contest. I'm sorry for coming in late, but okay. All that to say, I have talked to the GOP and the Democrat Party chair, and they're going to be here at our April meeting right here, and so we can all be in the same room and have a good plan going forward. Like we did last time, they were great to work with, and this year will be no exception. So they'll be here in April.
Great.
Very good.
Well, great, thank you. All right, is there anything else under old business? Hearing none, we'll move to new business. We have the approval of a permanent absentee, Mr. William P. Johnston, and he is in District 3, soon to be in District 2.
No one.
1, okay, yeah, excuse me.
One.
Yeah, you're getting them.
Yeah.
But we need to get him on the absentee list.
I move to approve.
No, Ms. Helen needs to make that motion.
Helen, okay,
I make the motion.
all right. Is there a second?
I second.
Okay, all in favor?
Aye.
Who seconded it?
Diane. Okay, and then we have the AOC update.
Yeah,
Having in your packet.
I had asked Helen to put this on the agenda. I've been working with both Anita and Spence on this. I pulled the AOC report, and from the AOC report, I narrowed it down to 69 convictions in Madison County. Sent it over to Anita to get the sentencing reports, and in Madison County, we don't have to have the sentencing reports because it is our home county. So I got those convictions over to Spence to ensure that they were indeed disenfranchising crimes. There are 69 crimes on here. Some of the felons are duplicates, so it's not 69 voters. They are all disenfranchising crimes. If you look at the first column of the report, I did go ahead and indicate what district each of the voters is in. And then we have the confidence level in the fifth column. And in Sims, the AOC confidence level of the match to the voter, the highest you can get is 99%. We have quite a few that are 99% and can go ahead and be purged. But there are several who are either 90% confidence level of a match and 80% confidence level of the match that will need reviewing by the respective districts. But these voters can go ahead and be purged. I was actually very surprised when I was going through to figure out which district each voter was in to see how many of them are actually active voters.
Most of mine are.
Yeah, most of them are active voters. So we need to get these purged as soon as possible. And like I said, I did indicate which district they are so we can be responsible for our own districts.
Let me ask a question. Whenever y'all do purge those, do y'all make a comment from disenfranchising crime? Okay.
Correct.
Yes.
Okay.
It's in Sims.
All right.
Now, just a question. My comfort level with 99 is very high. My comfort level with 80, not so high.
So with those, we have to go in and determine by the name, date of birth,
Right.
et cetera,
I think we've got
what
to
our
be very
confidence level
cautious
is.
about that and err on the side of the voter unless we've got clarity on this.
Because what happens is if some of these crimes are expungible,
Right.
we will have people that will end up expunging them, then they can come back in and vote.
Right.
And we will have to, and that's why I want to know that that's a disenfranchising crime on there.
And it's important, I don't expect we'll get any calls from these folks about this, but if we do,
it's important that they understand that there is a process by which they can get back on the voting rolls. Either the legislature can pass a bill, and they do it every session, saying that they've now reformed their ways and ought to be a voter, or they can go to the governor's office, and the governor can either grant them a full pardon or just restore civil rights. So if anybody should say, well, yeah, I did that, but what can I do? I think we need to proactively tell them what the process is to get back on the voting rolls.
That's an excellent point, Dan. Also, on the ones that have the lower confidence level, the 90 or 80%, when you are reviewing those, if you determine that you're not confident enough to purge that voter, there is a no match button when you're processing them. So you would hit that no match button to get them off of our AOC report so that we don't have to review them every time we go through the report.
Excellent.
Okay, and in your packet, I have one that I researched, and Rankin County sent me the indictment, and I've checked with Spence, and I would like to be able to go ahead and purge this person. So, Pat?
So moved.
Let's combine it with, how many did you say were on this list?
It's 69 disenfranchising crimes. It's not 69 voters. Because there are some duplicates. Obviously, they were charged with multiple things or multiple counts.
And if we're not gonna do like the 80% until we check it,
Yeah.
maybe we don't,
I think maybe we
need to
should,
table this?
each district should check it first.
I think we need to go ahead and look at it, and what I'd like to do, like we've done before, when we would take the routine purges, is come back next month with a report of
Yes.
X number that you were able to remove from your district.
And this will just show up when we do our purges next month for approval. It'll just show up on that list. And if we have any questions about it, now's the time to say, well, what about that one? But I think that, it doesn't become official until we vote next month on the purges.
Right.
And I will point out, like on some of the 90% and 80%, it's something as simple as a middle name. The voter registration has the middle name, but the sentence does not. So that's why those bear just a little more scrutiny on our part, is just to make sure that we are indeed purging the right voter or saying no match.
Mine's from Rankin County and not Madison, so it won't be on this list.
That is correct.
So this was from our other list that you gave us. So if it's okay with y'all, I would like to go ahead and vote on this one and go ahead and get,
All right,
because that will take care of my list
Yeah.
from before, from the other counties.
all right. Is there a second?
Second.
All in favor? Aye. All right, now we're down to you, Spence.
Yes, as I mentioned with the election contest, it couldn't have gone better. We had a meeting, Anita Clark-Ray was there, and the two school board candidates and Ryland Thompson had questions, and he reiterated, and I'll convey it to you, he filed the lawsuit to preserve his rights and have questions answered, and wasn't trying to burden the county or the taxpayers, but had every right to do that, was entitled to that. And so we had a great discussion, and I conveyed to him that after every election, we kind of debrief and how can we improve and do better next time, and I conveyed your ideas on additional steps we can take to, when there is a split precinct, to make sure everything's implemented right at the polls, and he has some good ideas. And we also got into redistricting, and as Clerk-Ray put it, it is a tedious process. It's very technical that she does, and it was good. This was the first redistricting election where there had been redistricting, the school board race, and so it was helpful to go through this, and then now we're going to have, you know, the elections this fall with redistricting, and so she'll have a head start on that. But it's a hard job, and you have to get the right data from a lot of different people, very technical, and so I learned a lot about that too. But anyway, it was a good meeting, and that Ryland agreed to dismiss his case, and so the judge signed an order to that effect and included the language y'all wanted, that you're free to get your election bags and materials back now, so you can start planning for the next election. So, so it worked out well. So that was pretty much what I worked on mostly the last month. I have my bill here. I came into town last night, so this is the normal format, and I didn't get a chance to staple it, but wanted to get this to you for your consideration. And then, yeah, next month we'll really, you know, I'll be talking with the party chairs before they come here and try to see what all we can agree on ahead of time, so that we can. I'll convey that to you, so that when they come in here, maybe we can define the 2 or 3 issues that narrow it down to discuss, or, you know, we can not have to work through everything when they come through. And so just continue to tell me what y'all want for, you know, these elections, and I'll pass it on, and we'll try to have a consensus coming into and coming out of that meeting next month.
I move to pay Spence.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Thank you.
Okay, so Lauren, you,
Me and then Dan.
Well, I heard Leroy, but okay.
Yeah, I don't care either way. Leroy, let's,
I heard Leroy, yeah.
okay, fine.
Dan's closer. I hear him more.
Leroy's more soft-spoken.
All right, we're down now to comments from the election commissioners. District 1,
None.
District 2,
I don't have any.
District 3. I counted up, and I believe we're at 158 days before the election. So it's the clock is ticking now. And that may be off 1 or 2, Anita. I see you checking.
I even put it on a calendar.
Did you?
Countdown.
Okay, well,
A
good.
countdown.
Okay, well,
Countdown
verify it for
calendar.
me, yeah.
Okay.
But what I was thinking about, and I'd like us to know by next meeting, your thoughts about training. I had tossed this idea around with District 1, but I think we should try to train, if we are doing the training for this primary, and if not, could do this in September and October. But I thought maybe if we could train by precinct. And I know you will not get everyone at every meeting, but you might get the majority. And I believe they have those round tables out there at the, where we've been using.
The multipurpose center.
Multipurpose center. I think I've
Yeah, they
seen
do have round tables.
the
They
round
do.
table. And what my thought was is that we could sit around and have your manager and already have identified who's going to be initialing ballots, so that they know there are 2 people and only 2 people. And then who's going to be doing the affidavits, who's going to be doing the machines, opening up the machines that morning, who's going to, you know, if we could just have all of those things already kind of mapped out. I've tried it before a couple of times on site with doing a precinct, and it works really well because then they're comfortable with what their jobs are. It sort of depends on if we're getting a lot of new people.
So I have some questions there. Are we just doing one precinct per training? Or are we inviting multiple people, multiple precincts to the training and then splitting out? Because my concern is if we're just doing one precinct per training, we have, 48 precincts? That's a lot of trainings.
No, I'm thinking that we would have, that still pull in the 60-odd people that we've been doing at a time.
Okay.
But as much as we can, it would be by precincts.
Gotcha.
And then we'd let them sit at a table that
With
is-
their precinct.
with their group, instead of being, because a lot of times people will be brand new and they'll say, well, who am I gonna be working with? Who's gonna call me? You know, things like that. So I think maybe if we have already decided ahead of time who's gonna work there, I'm gonna try it with mine. It's strictly just an option, but I do think it works better sometimes when they know who their group is.
I like the concept. A concern I have is when we've done these trainings, some people come for the morning and some come for the evening. And it's going to be hard. I have 14 precincts. It's going to be hard to get all the groups to come
I
in the
understand
morning or,
that.
you know.
What I'm saying is that I'd like to throw it out and ask them if they can
I
come.
think that's, if you can get them to do it, I think it's great.
Right, it's, and I know it's not gonna work 100%.
Right.
But, that was one of my revelations as I was sitting at home still trying to think about what we need to do for training. And, anyway, I'd like to try it as much as possible, and, we'll just see how it works.
I got the same issues Mr. Dan got because I've converted over to a lot of working people.
Yes.
And it's gonna be tough for me to try to, because the older people will come in the morning, but they won't have their team.
Right.
And the
I
young
have a
people
lot of young people in my district that are still working.
be those working people, so I'm not gonna ever, I might get 3 people from a precinct.
Well, I think the thing to do is, if you can make it work, fine. If you can't, then we'll just, you know, find some other way to get it done. Since we're on the topic of training, I would like you to put this on the agenda for next month. I did talk, before I headed off on my trip, I did talk with Holmes Community College, and I think they would make available to us their learning lab. They have 30 computers set up, and also the ability to project on a screen. There's no charge because it's, you know, it's part of the county thing. And I would like us to offer that state certification on a voluntary basis. We should certainly invite all the current poll managers to participate if they wish to, and any people that we think may have the potential to become future poll managers. The only thing that would be needful for us to do is to get the Board of Supervisors to agree to pay them. And I think it should be just basically the same pay that they get for their normal 2-hour training. It shouldn't be required. It should be something, here's a chance to enhance your skills and to get state certification as a poll manager. And I think that would help gradually improve the quality of our services to the community. So I'd like us to really move forward on that next month and have a plan so that we can go and get it done, not let another year pass.
I do have one thing on that, Mr. Dan, that I need to, even though I'm not in the seat, but I need to follow up on, because the Secretary of State website is not geared and wasn't correct, they said, so.
It's not. That's why we have to be there. There, and there are a couple of places in there, and that's why we have to have a place where it's projected on a screen so everybody can see. We can stop and say, wait, but this is not the way this is done in
But
Madison
don't they
County.
have to log in themselves to get credit for it?
Yeah, but they can log in on the computer.
Okay,
At
but
the-
I'm
at
just
the
saying,
lab.
yeah, I was thinking about the screen.
They would follow along with us. So we would have ours on the screen and then they'd be looking at theirs on the screen, and it'd be kind of an interactive class, I think is what Dan is saying.
And keep in mind, the way that Velluti is set up, you get a segment, and then they test you. And they don't share your score. But the fact is, if you don't answer it right, then you have to go over and they test again. It's a good way for us to make an assessment of our people. If we've got new people that are whipping right through this, that helps us learn something about their capabilities. If we have people that are struggling, then we're aware of it. They can still work as poll managers, that's not the point, but at least we know where their weak points are going to be, and we can give them some backup. And I think our people would like to have state certification. They'd like to have a nice little certificate to put on their wall and, you know, show to their friends, here's what I do as a poll manager. And it's a way of recognizing them as well.
I have a little problem with your seniors, but whatever. You're gonna have a little problem with the senior managers, probably not some of the young ones, but a
Well,
little bit, for
Yeah,
sure.
a little bit. But let's have some confidence. These people know their jobs. I think they can do it.
The other thing I had was that I passed it around and we briefly discussed it, kind of just, it's just a worksheet. And Anita, I'm not stepping on your toes at all. I just was trying to figure out what these new precinct numbers are gonna be.
Well, you'll have to wait until after next week because I will.
You'll know
work
then.
on-
Mm-hmm, okay.
I start the county redistricting actually tomorrow.
I got you, okay. Well, I was just, we were all thinking outside the box, like, say, some of them are moving from one district to the other, and so they'll need a new number. And so, that was what I was working with that.
Okay.
All right, District 4,
Make sure to put that on my agenda.
No comments.
okay, District 5.
Well, I'm still in the mix, but y'all do know the poll workers' pay is still on the,
Yes.
still working. It's in the Senate now. And that thing, Miss Anita and them did not want is still up in there too on the Senate about the audit after elections that some of y'all disagreed with, and so do I, but it's just a matter of what the Senate does.
What are they thinking about raising it to?
The poll manager, 150 is what we asked for,
Okay,
and I don't think that, I think they got it wrong, but we was asking for $20 for the receiving and returning managers each way, but I think they have brought it back to 15. Okay, so we'll have to see the revise of that as they do it in the Senate. But we think we're gonna get that one passed.
well, good, okay.
Do we have support? I mean, we're all Madison County voters. Do we have support in our delegation for these, for this change? As far as you know?
I mean, we at ECAM, we actually are the ones that are, I mean, they have taken it up in the House has passed it.
Right.
We just over to the Senate, and I think Mr. Tate is gonna get it. from
Okay.
there, too.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right,
It's past the appropriate committee, that's the money folk.
Yeah. Okay, that's good, encouraging.
and I'm out of step. What was the thing with the audit?
Ms. Anita can tell you that probably off the record, but she can tell you about that. That's not,
It's not
I
happening
don't,
right
no,
now.
it ain't happening for them.
I'll check with
It
her
ain't
then.
happening for them, and it ain't gonna happen for us, but I'm on TV, so. it-
Sure, I understand, okay. All right, very good. All right, are there anything else, or I will entertain a motion to adjourn till April the 12th?
So moved.
Second.
All right, Dan and Lauren, all in favor?
Aye.
Aye, motion passes. Thank y'all, and we're out.